You're listening to Sister Stargazers, celestial and terrestrial observations and advice from two real-life sisters.
Welcome, fellow Stargazers. Your sisters are in the house. Hi, Jude.
Hi, Sarah.
I'm excited. We're approaching solstice.
Yeah, this is going to be a wonderful summer.
And this specifically is episode 93. So we're looking around Sunday, June 18th through Saturday, June 24th. Take it away. Where do we want to go?
Yeah, well, right up at the top of the week, June 18th, we have a new moon at 26 degrees Gemini, which is translated to 27 Gemini.
Yep.
And let me read the Sabian symbol right off the top because it's really cool.
Is this Dane Rudyard?
Yes, this is my favorite wonderful astrologer, Dane Rudyard, an astrological mandala, the cycle of transformations, and it's 360 degrees symbolic phases.
Nice.
So every degree has a symbol picture. And this one is Gemini 27. A gypsy emerging from the forest wherein her tribe is encamped. And the keynote is reaching out towards participation in a larger whole of mind-structured existence. So, you know, his sometimes his writing is a little obtuse, but what I'm thinking is, like, we have this solstice coming up, really just a few days beyond the 18th.
Yeah.
You know, so we have the solstice on the 21st. And inherent in this new moon are some of the aspects that will be in play at the time of the solstice, or they're approaching. So we have a Mercury sextile Mars, and we have a Sun quincunx Pluto at the time of this new moon. And then on the time of at the exact time of the new moon at 27 degrees of Gemini, we have the Sun square Neptune. So this is a time for dreaming, recording your dreams, and receiving inspirational ideas. And you might have had some also from the previous week, because we had a lot of Mercury activity in the week before this one. So you don't have to have clarity right now. The Sun square Neptune. So the Sun it's in the last degrees of Gemini. Neptune's over in Pisces, the last degrees of Pisces. So it's in a square. But there is this facility in Gemini, this Gemini facility to make sense of things, right?
Yeah.
And so if you open up to your higher self, this Neptunian realm, at the time of this new moon, it's possible to receive more information from, like, parts of yourself or parts of the world that you may not usually receive information from. So it's a great time for dreams, for recording your dreams, for inspirational ideas. And these things may not have the clarity that you want right now because it is a square. So there's like this kind of, you know, a little bit of growth or reach is going to be necessary to kind of grasp onto the understanding, but that will come later. As the Sun makes its way through Cancer, it will trine at the very end of Cancer. It will trine up to Neptune. And this will be a good time to understand what you record now at the time of this new moon.
Okay. Yeah.
And this can be akin to why I wanted to let you know about the Sabian symbol right off the bat, is that you can be in a very comfortable place. So the gypsy emerging from the forest where her tribe is encamped. Yep. So this is the feminine, right? The feminine is encamped with her tribe of gypsies in the forest, right? It's kind of secluded, hidden, somewhat esoteric. You know, the gypsies were known for their esoteric practices and rituals and their understanding of nature and herbal medicine. So the gypsy now is emerging. So that part of you that is familiar with some of these maybe practices, or maybe you want to know more about, you're coming out from your encampment and you're moving towards either sharing this with the world or going out to discover more about the information that you're seeking. And I love that. That's also the Sun square Neptune. So these kind of merge in a little bit in a way that can be, again, from the week before, seeking information from within, but also seeking information from without and reaching out towards participation in a larger way.
Yes. Outside of your home, outside of what you know is familiar as your home.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a really interesting picture for this new moon as we move into the solstice time. The other thing that's really interesting about this new moon that I want to just briefly touch on is that Venus in Leo at 11 degrees is making an aspect or a conjunction almost, not quite. It's within 5 degrees to Mars in Leo.
Okay.
Which is then making a close aspect to Black Moon Lilith in Leo, which is then making a close aspect to Pallas, Athene in Leo. So we have in Leo between 11 and 20 degrees the stellium of personal and female asteroid points. Yeah. So this speaks to me of a playful time or a playful nature, the ability to discover through play some of the things that you might be searching for. Right. And so also an interaction or a kind of a blending of different energies and in a playful manner. Pallas offers the structure, Black Moon offers the depth, and Venus and Mars are the personal planets that offers that exchange on an interpersonal level. And these are also making trines back to the planets in Aries. So there's fire. There's a lot of fire that's available. Fire meaning spirited energy. So the trine that Leo and Venus and the Black Moon and Pallas are back up into Aries, which is they're making a trine to Chiron at 19 degrees Aries and Eris at 25 degrees Aries. So these two are very close. They're going to be in a conjunction later in the year. And this can also speak about healing through play. Yes. This is also part of the picture of the solstice. Yeah. The sun's ingress into Cancer, but it's also part of this new moon, which is kind of awakening or moving forward this energy into the solstice time.
Yes. Fantastic.
Yeah. No, it's really quite amazing. And the new moon itself is in a stellium. So the new moon is at 27 degrees of Gemini, and right at 27:32 minutes is Juno, the asteroid goddess of partnership. Yep. So there's a lot of energy or newness available for partnering or coming up with new ways to partner or new ways to share with another person. Yeah. Kind of moving beyond the status quo, moving into something new. So, kind of renegotiating boundaries, if that's an issue, renegotiating some of the negative aspects of the relationship. The hurdles might be able to be overcome with this new moon because it's in such a close aspect to the new moon. Juno is such a close. Yeah.
Excellent.
So that's what's happening.
Yeah. And all supported again by the card that came out is the Chariot. It's one of the major arcana of the Rider-Waite deck. It's number 7, but it's sort of similar to the Sabian symbol, which is also it says that the Chariot is Cancer.
It signifies the card of Cancer. Yeah.
Yeah. But you have this figure sitting in the chariot or standing in the chariot with a magic wand, but they're also sort of armored. This person knows themselves, which I think is really, carrying forward everything you've learned, everything you know. It's sort of the card of taking the next step in maturity, like leaving home, like packing the car and heading out, which reminds me of the Sabian symbol of the young woman leaving the camp. But, everything that you've had behind you, you're taking with you all that you've learned that's of benefit and ready to take it into the next level, which I think is an aspect of the Chariot. I mean, there's a lot of imagery in this card and possibilities, but I think it's sort of the masculine counterpart of the Sabian symbol.
Oh yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah. I mean, and there's no reins on the Chariot.
Right.
And the Sphinxes are driving the Chariot, which is so interesting. And one of them is black and one of them is white.
Yes.
And I think there's a moon on the There's a crescent moon on the head of the driver.
Actually, the epaulets of the shoulders look like crescent moons, but there's also these winged, almost like a winged new moon in the middle of which could be Mercury. Like, it really has a lot of deep imagery, I think, this card. The figures under a celestial, canopy. I don't know. It seems very integrated, but it's like, you know yourself, you know what you're taking out into the world.
Yes, the Chariot is very self-possessed, and it has a directional quality. It's moving, coming out of the card itself. Exactly. It's heading straight towards you. Yeah. So it's not going left or right.
Right.
But the heads of the sphinxes that are driving it are looking in both directions.
Yes.
It's really enigmatic. But it's not at all a card that's depressing in any way.
No, there's a lot of energy. Speaking of energy in Aries, there feels like a lot of energy. There's movement in this card when you look at it. Like you say, it feels like it's coming out towards you.
And it's moving away from, I just love this image of the city behind the Chariot is just kind of, that could be your tribe. Again, this is really akin to the Sabian symbol. Yeah. The city with the turrets and the buildings and the enclosure, the wall, the city. And the Chariot is moving away from that with, I think on the belt of the Chariot, there's the signs of the zodiac.
It looks like there are definitely some kind of glyphs. I don't see specifically the actual signs, but it looks like there's some sort of glyphs on the armor of the charioteer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then on the actual chariot itself, which is really kind of wild, there's a winged shield.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is almost akin to the caduceus that's in the Two of Cups with the winged lion's head.
Yep.
But the sun is right in the center of this winged shield, which is so where the wings meet.
Yep.
So it's a very cool card.
I just love this idea of taking, what is it that the Sabian symbol said? Going out to participate. Basically, I'm paraphrasing badly, but going out to participate in a new way, going out. I tried to write it down as you're saying.
It's reaching out towards participation in a larger whole of mind-structured existence.
Yeah.
So mind-structured, it doesn't necessarily mean that, like you're going out to participate in some, like you're not going to like a fair or like a bar or like I'm trying to think of like, you're not going for a walk, but you're involving yourself in something that's mind structured. Yeah. And it doesn't really kind of go on about what that is. But
when you pair it with the Sabian symbol, it almost feels like a call went out and people are sending their best people forward to gather somewhere. I don't know. That's
Right. So it could be like a brainstorm or so
think of like the Lord of the Rings council when they were deciding who's gonna take the ring back to Mordor. They got all the smartest people from the elves and the men and the Hobbit, like they all got together, bringing your best people forward, bringing your best self forward in the idea of progress, maybe.
Exactly. And that's the Chariot too.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm so excited for the solstice. Any last things for this week, or should we wrap up here?
Yeah, the new moon happens at 12:36 a.m. on June 18th.
Eastern time.
It's early morning.
Yeah.
So just take a look at where 26 Gemini falls in your chart. Okay. Which house does that occupy? And for all of you Geminis out there, it's a great new moon, a great new start is available to you.
Nice. And then happy birthday, Cancers.
Yes, and then right on the heels of that.
All right. Well, listeners, if you've got questions, comments, you just want to drop us a line, you can leave a comment wherever you're finding our podcast. You can also send an email to connect@SisterStargazers.com. We really love it when we're getting feedback, and thank you to all of you who send in your notes and all those things. It's really great to hear from you. And don't forget, on Monday nights, you can hear Sister Stargazers on WMPG.org. You can tune in via the internet to that station, WMPG.org. Jude, thanks.
Yeah, stay tuned, everybody. Thank you for listening, and bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Sister Stargazers. Let us know what worked for you this week. Find us on Facebook and post a comment at Sister Stargazers.